welcome back to my channel. It is not spring technically, but it's just so warm outside, so we're just gonna pretend like it's spring. And today we're gonna talk about Miss Honey Wildflower. Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey. I'm so ridiculous. So with Honey Wildflower, it was actually released in 2021. And I am not sure if it was a major hit or if it was a hit and miss or exactly what is going on. Because most of the time whenever I run into it, it's at the outlet. So in my mind, it's kind of similar to how Fairy Tale, when that came out, everyone, well, not everyone, but a large group of people loved and enjoyed Fairy Tale, and it was here for a long while, and then all of a sudden during SAS they were like, yeah, we know y'all like Fairy Tale, but she got to go. She's going to be discontinued. And everyone was like, what? So we're buying it up by the masses during the semi-annual sale. And then lo and behold, whoop, there she is online as an online exclusive, as a retired scent. And she can also be found in the outlet, just like Miss Honey Wildflower. So I first came into contact with her, and I don't know why I keep calling it her, but I don't know, we're just gonna roll with it. So with Honey Wildflower, last year I found the fragrance oil roller, which was really nice. I believe I picked it up for about $2 or $3 at the outlet. And so I use it mostly, I would say, during the spring and a little bit in the beginnings of fall, like in August when the weather is still hot and it hasn't yet like converted over into the cool like sweater at the time. And then recently I just came across the shower gel for Honey Wildflower. So the notes of this little gem are crisp pear, fresh wildflowers, and sweet honey. And it's a very interesting combination, at least with the body wash, because as I was using it in the shower, you can really smell the honey, but it's almost as if the mixture of the honey and the pear almost gives it like a buttery type of scent. It's very peculiar. That's the word we're going to use for today. And you can also smell a little bit of the flowers, but I feel like for me personally, the honey really stands out. I have really enjoyed it with the past couple of showers, and I would say that it's a skin scent for sure, but I do smell it when I go back into the shower like a couple of hours, or when I go back into the bathroom a couple of hours later. Like I can still smell the honey butteriness smell. So yeah, she's a very interesting bird. For the Honey Wildflower fragrance oil, now this is a skin scent. This is almost like beneath the skin, but I put some on earlier, maybe about 3 hours ago, and I can still smell it now, but it's like I gotta, get all up in there to get a good waft of the scent. So I feel like it's great for if you want to put a fragrance oil down and then maybe spray a mist or a perfume over it to kind of give you that vibe. For me today, I have used the fragrance oil, but then I've also sprayed on the LSB perfume because this one also has like that honey bee-esque vibe. And when I kept seeing these online, I kept thinking like, oh, like everyone always talks about like, why is it gone? Why haven't they brought it back? And like, if someone has a Honey Wildflower candle, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a holy grail. So the FOMO was there, but I feel like for me personally, it's not necessarily a love. Like I'm enjoying the experience, but as someone who's not huge on spring and flowers, it's not that I dislike it, but it's not something that I would like highly recommend that you would definitely enjoy. If anything, I would say that it's almost like a niche of Bath and Body Works. Just considering that like honey itself is such an interesting and like very particular, very specific scent. And I feel like it's either you go with like the honey that you think of honey, spring, and bees flying around, and the friend that loves no one, aka pollen. Either that version of honey, or you think of like the gourmand honey that you're like pouring on tea, or what else do we put honey on? I don't know, toast, biscuits, and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the super sweet honey. But that's not this honey. And so, while common sense would have been like, Stace, like, that's not going to be it. Like, clearly there's all these flowers here and a little bee. So that's fine. But I don't know. I think that if you're really into that vibe where you just want to like embody spring and just feel it, then like these are perfect. And you may need to consider going to Sephora and trying this Ellis Brooklyn bee out, because like if I had to put spring, but the bee version, or like spring if you are not a super heavy floral person, then like these three would probably be perfect for you. But these are not like blind buys. Definitely not this guy. We're just gonna put that over there. But you know, for these, if you can find them at the outlet, I think that at least picking up one would be interesting. If you can smell it and they have a tester, definitely smell it and test it. Because it's just a very interesting honey scent. It's just, you know, I'm curious as to how they were actually able to create and formulate this version of like honey, because it's almost as if they were out somewhere in somebody's like little oasis garden that happens to have honeybees in the back, and they were like, hey, yo, like, can we get a little bit of that honey? And you know, they took their little package and then boop and just put it in here. That's what it is. So if you're looking for that kind of scent, I think that this would be perfect for you. But you know, if you're kind of iffy about it, then definitely test it out. Or if you see it in store at an outlet, like give it a sniff first, just to make sure, just to be sure. Because I feel like this one can definitely be one of those polarizing scents where if you're not open to it, you're not in the mood, then like I really could only see someone wanting to wear this during spring, maybe a little bit during the summer. But I feel like could it be glowing? Maybe not as bad as usual stuff, but it just screams spring. So if you're looking for a honey scent and you don't want to feel like you're missing out, then you know what? Give her a try. But you know, who am I to judge? I will say that I've enjoyed it. I think that if I saw it again, I probably would not pick up another one just because I already have some. Really? And then my coffee machine wants to go off. A mess. Anyhow, I would say that if you enjoy unique, peculiar, and niche scents, then I would definitely give this Honey Wildflower a try. If you're not sure about it, then definitely try to smell it before you purchase it, because I personally don't feel like it would be a safe blind buy if you're not into like honey that has a little bit of floralness and it's like raw honey versus the packaged super sweet like dessert flavor type honey. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Honey Wildflower. Let me know what you think and how you feel about Honey Wildflower. Have you ever tried it? Because I don't know, I'm curious, like maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I think it's very nice. I'll enjoy continuing using it for the rest of this spring weather. But I don't know. I don't see myself repurchasing it. And it's okay, because everything isn't for everybody. But at least now you have some idea of what you might be able to experience if you pick up Honey Wildflower. And with that, I will see you in the next one.